The Mandela effect is a phenomenon that has captured the fascination of many, with people around the world experiencing collective false memories, distinct recollections of events, details, or facts that don't align with documented reality. It's named after Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, and the widespread belief that he died in prison in the 1980s. The discovery that millions of people shared this false memory led to the coining of the term Mandela effect. Some believe that these mismemories are nothing more than simple cognitive errors, while others propose that they might point to something far more mysterious, the existence of parallel universes or alternate realities. This article will explore the Mandela effect from multiple perspectives, examining its origin, scientific explanations, the most well-known examples, and the theory that parallel universes could be responsible. We will delve into both the psychological and speculative aspects of the Mandela effect, considering how it challenges our understanding of memory, reality, and the fabric of time itself. The origin of the Mandela effect. The term Mandela effect was first coined in 2009 by Fiona Broom, a paranormal researcher and author. Broom created a website called MandelaEffect.com after discovering that she, along with a large group of people, falsely remembered Nelson Mandela dying while imprisoned in the 1980s. Despite the fact that Mandela was very much alive at the time, many people could recall with vivid detail the news of his death, his funeral, and the global reaction to it. This led Broom to investigate why so many people shared this false memory. Broom's website gained popularity, and more individuals came forward to share their own examples of what they believed were false memories. The phenomenon quickly spread across the internet, and soon, people were sharing similar memories of historical events, pop culture moments, and even details of well-known logos and brands that, in fact, were not as they remembered. Common examples of the Mandela effect. There are countless examples of the Mandela effect, but some of the most iconic and widely discussed cases include Nelson Mandela's death. The origin of the Mandela effect comes from the widespread belief that Nelson Mandela died in the 1980s while still in prison. Many people recall news footage of his funeral, though no such event ever took place until his actual death in 2013. This mass misremembering led to the first use of the term and remains one of the most famous examples. Berenstain Bears versus Berenstain Bears. One of the most famous examples involves the children's book series, The Berenstain Bears. Many people remember the name for being spelled Berenstain with an E, but it is, in fact, spelled Berenstain with an A. The difference seems small, yet people insist they vividly remember the E spelling, leading them to question whether their memories are flawed or whether they are experiencing something else entirely. Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. The iconic cartoon series is another example. Many people recall it being spelled as Looney Tunes, with the OO like cartoons. However, the official spelling is Looney Tunes, as it was intended to reflect the musical term tunes, rather than the animated genre of cartoons. The Monopoly Man's monocle. Many people are convinced that the Monopoly board game's mascot wore a monocle. However, the character has never worn one. Despite the clarity of the official design, many people have a strong memory of the monocle, which leads to questions about how such a misremembering could occur on a large scale. Mirror on the wall versus magic mirror on the wall. A famous line from Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is frequently misquoted as mirror on the wall, when in fact, the correct line is magic mirror on the wall. This misquote has become so ingrained in popular culture that many people are shocked to discover the error. The color of chartreuse. Many people remember the color chartreuse as being a shade of pink or reddish, while in reality, it is a yellow-green color. This widespread misremembering of a color's hue further fuels speculation about how the brain processes and stores information. These examples are just a few of the many that have become a hallmark of the Mandela effect. With the advent of social media, more people are coming forward with their own instances of collective false memories. making it increasingly difficult to ignore the scope of this phenomenon. The psychology behind the Mandela effect. From a psychological perspective, the Mandela effect can be explained by various cognitive theories and the way human memory functions. Memory is not a perfect record of events. It is an active process that reconstructs information based on prior knowledge, expectations, and emotional states. This means that what we remember is often influenced by the context in which we are recalling it, and over time, memories can become distorted. Misinformation effect. One psychological theory that could explain the Mandela effect is the misinformation effect, where exposure to incorrect information after an event can distort a person's memory of the event itself. For instance, people who were exposed to false information about Nelson Mandela's death in the 1980s might have subconsciously altered their own memories to align with the misinformation, making them believe they personally experienced the event. Confabulation. Confabulation refers to the creation of false memories without the intent to deceive. The brain sometimes fills in gaps in memory by creating information that fits with existing knowledge. In the case of the Berenstain Bears, if someone is familiar with other Stein-sounding names, for example, Bernstein, the brain may unconsciously apply that to the children's book series, causing a false memory. Social influence and collective memory. The Mandela effect also involves social factors, such as collective memory and group influence. People may come to believe in false memories because they hear others share the same recollections. This social reinforcement can strengthen the belief that a particular event happened as they remember it, leading to a widespread, collective false memory. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance occurs when there is a conflict between what we believe and what we are presented with. When confronted with evidence that contradicts a deeply held memory, such as discovering that Nelson Mandela did not die in the 1980s, the brain may attempt to reconcile the discrepancy by convincing itself that the memory is correct. This can lead people to reject contradictory information, further reinforcing the false memory. The theory of parallel universes. While psychological explanations offer one way to understand the Mandela effect, there is a more speculative and controversial theory that suggests the phenomenon may be the result of parallel universes or alternate realities. According to this theory, when people experience the Mandela effect, they are not necessarily misremembering facts, but instead recalling events from alternate timelines or realities. The many worlds interpretation. One of the scientific theories that has been linked to the Mandela effect is the many worlds interpretation (MWI) of quantum mechanics. According to MWI, every decision or action creates a new, branching timeline in which different outcomes unfold. This means that our universe is just one of an infinite number of parallel universes, each with its own version of events and reality. If our consciousness somehow slips into an alternate universe, we may experience memories from that reality, leading to discrepancies between our recollections and the objective world. Quantum jumping. Another theory that incorporates the idea of parallel universes is quantum jumping, which is a concept popularized in New Age circles. Quantum jumping suggests that individuals can move between different realities or dimensions, and in doing so, they may carry memories from other timelines with them. If this theory holds any truth, it could explain why some people experience the Mandela effect. Perhaps they have crossed into a timeline where things are slightly different, and their memories are a blend of the two realities. The simulation hypothesis. A more radical theory is that the Mandela effect is the result of living in a simulated reality, akin to the premise of the Matrix films. According to the simulation hypothesis, our entire universe may be a computer-generated simulation, and the inconsistencies in memory, glitches, or errors in the simulation's programming. When these errors occur, they could lead to changes in historical facts, pop culture details, and other events, causing people to remember things that never happened in their version of reality. Time travel and temporal disturbances. Some proponents of the parallel universe theory suggest that time travel could be the cause of the Mandela effect. According to this view, if time travel is possible, travelers could inadvertently alter the timeline, creating subtle changes in history. These changes might be imperceptible to most people, but for those sensitive to shifts in the timeline, these alterations could manifest as false memories or discrepancies in history. Skepticism and criticism of the parallel universe theory. While the idea that the Mandela effect is caused by parallel universes is compelling, it remains highly speculative and not supported by mainstream science. Critics argue that the theory relies too heavily on pseudoscience and lacks empirical evidence. Quantum mechanics, while offering tantalizing possibilities, has not been proven to allow for time travel or alternate realities in the way that the Mandela effect suggests. Furthermore, there is no verifiable data supporting the idea that people can jump between universes or timelines. Many skeptics believe that the Mandela effect is simply a result of cognitive errors, social influence, and memory reconstruction. They argue that our memories are malleable and prone to error, and that the widespread belief in parallel universes only serves to complicate what is essentially a psychological phenomenon. Until hard evidence emerges to support the existence of parallel universes or other extraordinary explanations, the Mandela effect will remain a mystery. Conclusion: the Mandela effect raises profound questions about the nature of memory, reality, and the possibility of parallel universes. While the psychological explanations, such as the misinformation effect, confabulation, and cognitive dissonance provide a plausible framework for understanding why people experience false memories, the theory of alternate realities adds an intriguing layer of complexity. Whether the Mandela effect is a quirk of the human mind or evidence of a deeper, more mysterious phenomenon is still up for debate. Regardless of the explanation, the Mandela effect continues to fascinate and intrigue people around the world, reminding us that our perceptions of reality aren't always be as reliable as we think.